It's me. Hey y'all. No. Okay. Hey guys. I'm back. Haven't been on this channel in a while, in some time. A lot has happened. And that's what I'm here to talk about. I'm just here. I'm here to explain why I left YouTube. Okay. But in order to explain why I left, I have to give some context. Because some of you all may know the background of how my page started, some might not. I started my YouTube channel as a fan of the YouTube platform at the time. I was not around when YouTube first came out. So, in my opinion, I was a fan that was inspired by all of the creators on the platform. Remember when there was like YouTube Black, where it was like we had like Black YouTubers had their own meetings, their own conferences, their own events, their own brand trips. But now, like, even like YouTube Black sounds derogatory. It sounds like something that you shouldn't say anymore. That was also back like when YouTube Rewind became a thing. I'm pretty sure I might be overzealous when I say this, but pretty sure YouTube Rewind was inspired by YouTube Black. And I feel like a lot of people don't even know what YouTube Black is. They don't even remember. And a lot of people might remember, but they don't know that they remember because they didn't realize what they were watching, because they weren't like a fangirl. Like I was a fangirl, right? And I didn't only watch Black YouTubers. I didn't. I watch YouTubers from everywhere, because that's another reason why I was such a huge fangirl. It's like I loved being able to travel the world from the comfort of my bedroom. Like just from the press of a button, I could like mentally travel the world. That was the era of YouTube that inspired me. A lot of people might notice from what I post, from what I used to post and the way I post. It was like when the first vloggers started vlogging. Maybe not the very first vloggers, but again, I'm partial to YouTube Black. I mostly did watch YouTube Black, but not only. But yeah, so like the vlogs, the brand trips, yeah, the brand trips. Really, I kind of stopped watching YouTube as much when it started becoming about the vacations more than it started becoming about the brand trips. And I know it probably sounds weird because you're like, Lola, don't you want to go on vacation? Don't you want to see what vacations are like? But no, that's what I'm saying. I was a fangirl. So that's what inspired me to start my YouTube channel. And so I did. I started filming and I wanted to be different. This is me trying to be eccentric and eclectic and, all those things and stand out, prove myself in a competitive YouTube community. I started vlogging around those times. I started vlogging what I was doing. And I was like, in my head, because I also had like huge self esteem issues, still do. But in my mind, I was not doing a brand trip with makeup brand that has to do with the capital of France. You know what I'm saying? You see how like, you remember when people used to talk around brands instead of like hashtag everything and sponsor everything? Anyway, yeah, I was like, I'm not going on a sponsored brand trip. Like, nobody is going to see any value in my videos if I post them while like, and I'm trying to like essentially like stand out in a crowd of people who are like going to Maui, you know, branded trips to Maui. Like, what am I doing? But I did feel like I was at least a close comparison, because my branded trip to Maui was my scholarship to private preparatory college preparatory boarding school, you know? So I wasn't traveling the country. I wasn't traveling to different countries. I was traveling across this country and I was experiencing new things, right? But obviously, like, I was a student, so I wasn't like out here like zip lining through the mountains of some historical, like magical play village. Like, no, that's not what I was doing. I was flipping playing the clarinet in the middle of a sonically engineered building in the middle of the forest, you know? So it was like kind of almost like that. But you couldn't really like elite those types of schools, those sort of elite schools, they're big on privacy. So then I um I couldn't really vlog much of like my actual experience, like these girls walking their brand trips. So I just started vlogging my perspective. So I started like sort of like doing a spin-off, like of vlogs, like the brand chip vlogs minus the brand chips and just like about the person. Cause I realized like, like we know these YouTubers, but we don't really know these YouTubers. Then I realized I was like, no one wants to hear like my stream of consciousness. Like they're not freaking psychiatrists, Lola. They're not your therapist, Lola. No one wants to hear that. Here I am filming a video about my stream of consciousness. LOL. Anyway, yeah, so then I didn't really start vlogging until I grew up and I was in college. And I was like, oh, now I can vlog my experiences. Cause not nobody's gonna tell me as a grown adult now, because I was an adult. No, I wasn't an adult, I was adult. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, no one's gonna tell me that I can't film my like college party experiences and stuff. But then I started like realizing like fraternities had like NDA kind of rules and all those things. And so yeah, so then I was like, you know what? This like I'm about to make my own events and start vlogging it. And I was like, I was already doing a lot of marketing in college because I already just knew I was gonna be a vlogger. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make my own events. I'm gonna make my own stuff and I'm gonna start vlogging it. I remember as soon as I told my friends, or like my colleagues, I guess you can call them, they started looking at me like I was weird. And I was like, I never understood why they were looking at me like I was weird for wanting to vlog. Because they were like, it was basically, they were just like, this is like almost 10 years ago now. But they were like, college girls don't vlog. Vlogging is for the girls who didn't make it to college. And I was like trying to be like pioneer, like open minded. I was like, I was like, that's like such a like, what do you call it? Like a strict way of thinking. Like, why would you limit your mind like that? Like, I never understood. But everyone's like, no, college girls go to college and they are exclusive. Okay. Once you vlog, it's not exclusive. And I was like, but they were vlogging exclusive brand trips. And they were like, brand trips are promotional, they're not exclusive. And then this is me kind of being like a little bit like trying to get over my low self esteem. I was like, you know what? I'm the marketing chair of two different organizations, blah, 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 blah. Y'all don't know nothing about promotional. Y'all don't know promotion. Like, what? I was like, promotion? Y'all need to be promoting me. Y'all need to be encouraging me. So I was like, I just didn't listen to them. So yeah, I decided to vlog about my experiences going to all the schools that I knew someone. Like if I knew someone at the school, I wanted to visit their campus so that I could like turn it into a vlog, right? I also wanted to visit their campus because I was like, I don't know, like them saying that made me really feel like my perspective was off. So I just felt like I needed to experience more perspectives. I don't know. So yeah, that's why I started like texting my friends. Like I how I got the idea to be like, hey, um, we should visit each other's schools. Like I'm talking about friends from high school, you know, or friends that I met like at college visits. I was like, yeah, we should visit each other's schools. Like, don't you think it'd be cool to be like a a transfer student for a weekend, you know? And like, funny story, that idea became really popular. It's like a tradition that like to this day people are still doing, and before me it wasn't really a thing. So I'd like to think that I started it, but you don't get credit for these things. But yeah. So then I started doing those and then I was like, um then those turned into like me also convincing my friends in a way, but like barely. Like they were still so reluctant, like to like vlog spring breaks. Like I was like, okay. And that's why like my spring breaks, I was like, I'm not gonna go to Cancun, which everyone was like, this should be the opposite of the thing. But I was like, if I film a Cancun trip, they're gonna think it's like girls going wild. Because I was trying to avoid just repeating what other people on YouTube were doing. So I was trying to find my own lane. And yeah, so I was like, I'm not gonna go to like the basic like Cancun spring breaks. I'm gonna go to my own spring breaks. It's gonna be my brand trip, but it's gonna be like get it like my brand trip, not a brand trip. Haha, get it? Because I did listen. I was like, you're right. I do have a different brand than these girls. That's what I heard. So yeah, I did that. Filmed those videos. The videos turned out. They had a good turnout. Like I got like thousands of views on those videos, like tens of thousands of views on the videos. But then I quit. And the reason why I quit was because as my videos were gaining my like I don't want to say like I would say like local levels, right? I don't know. I see numbers. I did marketing, but like I need to be looking at the numbers and writing stuff down. But you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have the millions of views, so like the videos hitting the millions of views were starting to look a lot different than the videos that I was inspired by, you know? So at first, I didn't really think anything of it. But then I started, you know, obviously going back to my old self, getting more insecure and realizing, like, you know, there's a reason why they're getting millions of views and I'm only getting thousands of views. You know, and already because YouTube Black was a thing, I didn't expect to be doing numbers like, you know, the non-black YouTube population. Like so like thousands of views, I was like, wow. Like I was still pretty happy for myself. But I like I still was like wondering like why are these videos getting millions of views and my videos are only getting thousands? And that's when I realized now instead of YouTube being split by like black and non-black, YouTube was split by um by like old school and new school, you know? So there were like the people that were doing like something. Well, first of all, both the like the old school YouTubers, they all changed their styles because, you know, they they're not gonna live the same life every day. It's not I don't even know what that I can't even forget Groundhog Day. It's not Groundhog Day, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna relive the same life every day. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what I was saying. I was gonna I want to say a hot second, but it was a hot minute. Okay, let me not downplay myself like that. It was a hot minute, not a hot second. In that hot like before that, like I said, everything was changing. like the content, like the style, like this, you know what I'm saying? The popular styles and the trends were changing so drastically. Like it wasn't like just like a new trend, it was like a completely different set of trends, right? A lot of the popular YouTubers were like complaining about how their videos weren't as popular because like not only were there new trends every day, like the trends would be like one day the trend was like flipping pancakes, the other day the trend would be like skiing on a mountain bike, like just separate things, right? So yeah. And so I didn't really notice it until I became like a creator with like a little like my little bitty my little mini bag of clout. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's when I stopped like liking the platform as much. Like I don't know. It was like I didn't support what the new like the different trends were standing for. I didn't want to make content appealing to that YouTube, like inspired by those trends. Cause I told you I was inspired by the trends, the YouTubers I grew up watching created because I watched them amass a following and then they became trendsetters. And so I really wanted to set my own trends. But like I said, I was only on there for a hot minute, so I wasn't ready to do that yet. So I was like looking at what the trends were on the platform, and it was like so different from what I grew up watching. And like, I just didn't, I don't want to say I didn't like, because that's a strong word. I didn't relate to what was being put out on the platform anymore. Like, I felt like I started off on YouTube and I ended up on TubeU. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, what am I doing here? Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm doing me type. Yeah. If you don't get that reference, then you're part of the newer YouTube. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. So that's why I left. I didn't really relate to what was being promoted by the app. And I feel like I joined the platform much too late in the end to be the one influencing the trends myself. So, yeah. Long story short, that is why I left YouTube. Now, the reason I'm telling you this story is because I'm back on YouTube. I'm no longer going to do vlogs. I realize after, accepting these new trends that vlogs are not it. Vlogs are not the thing that I want to do on my platform anymore. So I'm going to be coming with a new style of videos, new posts, and just a whole new schedule of posting, a whole new bio, a whole new everything, okay?